Let's close this lesson off by talking a little bit about working with our data. The way that we're going to retrieve information is by using a select. You'll notice in this course that the vast majority of our time is actually spent on reading data. And that's good because that's what you're going to be doing the vast majority of your time anyway. Now, I've got great news about executing select statements. You are not going to accidentally change data if you start with select. So you're always going to be safe there. If you want to create brand new data, you're going to notice that's going to be an insert command. If you need to modify existing data, that's going to be an update. And then if you need to delete information, that's going to be a delete statement. And you'll notice that we're going to have lessons on all of those. Now, another real big thing inside of SQL is result sets versus row-based logic. SQL is geared towards result sets. So when I issue, for example, an update statement, I can specify a where clause or a where statement, or basically say that I want to update all rows that meet this particular criteria. And SQL will do that in one shot as a result set. The other way that we can do this, however, is by utilizing individual rows. And this is done through cursors. I'm going to make your life a lot easier. As a general rule, don't do this. Don't use cursors because it's going to make your logic more complex and it's going to degrade performance. So use row sets instead. Just a single update, single delete, and be done with it. The last little thing that I want to highlight, which we're going to see a couple of times in the course, is variables. Variables are designed to store temporary data. They've got 3 components: a name, and by the way, all variable names must start with an @ sign. As a little side note, system variables are going to do 2 @ signs. You're going to notice that we've got a data type, which is going to be the type of information that's going to be stored inside of there. For example, it might be an integer or a date time. And then finally, the value, which is the information that's going to be stored. Now, as a real quick side note, in SQL, that value could be null, meaning that there is no data. We covered an awful lot of ground in this lesson. We started off by talking a bit about the basics of a database, the basic object types. We rolled on into our table design and how to lay all of that out. And then we closed off talking a little bit about how to actually work with our data. Over the remainder of the lessons, what we're going to see is how to get in and start working with all of that data. And as you get more experienced inside of SQL, what you're going to notice is that all of these concepts and the needs for them will start to fall into place. So with that, I'll see you in the next lesson.